section again. Hello and welcome! Today we're going to be learning how to play Turkish March by Mozart, also known as Rondo Alla Turka. Now this song is super famous, it's all over TV and the movies, and it's a great piece to have in your classical repertoire. Not just because it's famous and everybody loves it, but because it's going to help you to learn to play super fast. Let's dive in. So we're going to start with our fourth finger on B. We're going to move down to A, G sharp, take your thumb underneath, A, and then C is played with our third finger. We're ready now to play this next little bit with our 4, 3, 2, tuck to C, and then we're gonna hit E, and then we're gonna play our 4 on F, and we've got a D sharp here, and now we tuck to E and reach all the way up to 4 finger hits B, down, and back up, so it's got B, A, G sharp. This time we rotate our thumb under to hit the A, and we hit the C. So all together, lift, lift, 1, 3, and you've got it. Now in this next section, we're gonna play our third finger on A, we're gonna jump up to C with our 5, and then we get to play some ornaments. So those 2 little teeny notes on the page are just played really quickly. So it sounds like this. You're gonna play 1, 2, and 4. And you may want to practice just doing this little roll. Now you have to be ready after you've come off of this to land with your 2 on F sharp and your 4 on A. And then you're just gonna move down to E and G and then back up, F sharp and A. And then you repeat it. And then you repeat it again. And this time, you're gonna play E and G, then up and over, you're gonna have D sharp and F sharp, and then E. So all together, that line. And there it is. Now, if those ornaments are really challenging, you can ignore them at the beginning and just play the shapes like this. So make sure you've got your 4 on the top note and then lift your hand and set up 2 and 4. And that's gonna help you to get ready to move through these really, really smoothly once it's all put together. Okay, so now let's take our left hand and learn the left hand part, and then we'll put this section hands together and you're gonna feel so amazing because it's super fun. So our left hand has a 5 finger on A, and then we've got C and E. It's actually fairly simple. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So you just stay in this A minor shape for the whole first line. Then you have to be ready to move over here. So our 5 finger hits E, and then we've got B and E. 1 and 2 and 1 and all the way down to the B here, and then you play the octave up, B just below middle C, and then you land on E. So let's take it from measure 6. So we've got E, B and E. Get ready to move, target this B, and then we've got the E. So all together, really, really slowly. This can take some coordination. Roll, roll. Now, I just made that look pretty simple, but I have to tell you, I had to really practice to get it to that point. So it's really important that you understand that to get to that point, you also will have to spend the time practicing. And I always feel like things are impossible when I first start to practice. I'm like, I can't do this, it's too hard. But you just keep showing up and it's going to get easier, I promise. So take your time with this section. You can take each hand one at a time until they feel super comfortable and then put them together slowly. I'm gonna give you a couple of tips for coordinating the 2 hands here. So the right hand begins all by itself, and then we're together with the C and the A. Then we've got one by itself and then together. So for some, this feels really natural, and for others, you may want to print your music and draw lines to actually connect the left hand and the right hand so you can see when they're together and when they're apart. You can also try counting. So I would think 1 E and a 2 E and a. So the first measure in is a pickup measure. So we've got 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. And you can move through the song that way if that is helpful. Okay, so take your time with these first couple of lines of the song before you move on. If you want a little extra support in learning this, we've got an amazing practice tool inside the Pianote members area that's going to allow you to play right along with the sheet music, speed it up, slow it down, loop sections. It's amazing, and you can access that for free using our free 7-day trial linked below this video. Okay, so moving on, we're going to take a look beginning at measure 10. So we've got more of these thirds happening. So your fingers are gonna get really, really good at playing these shapes by the time you're done with this song. So we've got C and E with 1 and 3, and then we've got D and F with 2 and 4, and then we've got E and G with 5 and 3, and then we lift to play it with 1 and 3. And yes, this is important. It is a little bit of hand gymnastics. So it's gonna look like this. One more time. Now you're ready with your 4th finger on the A, and you can walk it down. And check this out, 4 finger is gonna land. It's targeting the D, and then you've got B with your 2, and then G. Then you get to repeat the pattern. 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 5, 1 and 3, and then you're gonna walk it back down, 2 and 4, and then we're right where we need to be for this next pattern. So A and C, B and D, so 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 5, then we lift, we've got 1 and 3, and now our 4 is set up. So we've already played this pattern, it's just happening in a different spot now. G sharp and B, 2 and 4, reach down to E, and then we're gonna repeat that. Lift, cross over, G sharp and B, and the great news is you've already done this part. So let's take a look at the left hand. The left hand's doing a little bit more moving around here. We've got low C, middle C, and then E, and then E. So it's octaves, and then G. And then C, C, E, E, G. It repeats. Now that pattern moves down. We're playing it on A, C, C, E. And that repeats. A, C, C, E. So all together, nice and slow. Together. Left hand moves up. Make sure you're lifting for those rests in the left hand when they're happening. And now we're on A in the left. Repeat that. Rest. Take a moment to celebrate your success because that is super challenging. It's also really, really fun. So again, take your time, right hand, left hand, hands together. It's gonna be slow going at first. Just expect that over time you're gonna speed it up, and then you won't even be thinking about it. All right, so next we're playing something we've already played before, but let's just do it together now for some practice. Nice and slow. Our right hand's got our forefinger on B. Left hand is here. Up to B. And now we've got something different. Sounds different, it is different. So let's take a look at what's going on. In measure 22, we're here, and then we're on A with our thumb, B, and now we're just gonna walk down from C, B, A, 2 finger on G sharp, then we're gonna go to E, A, I almost said E, this is A, then we move to the E, I was excited to get there, 4 on F, 2 on D, then we've got C. I'm gonna have to lift my hand here to play this trill. And that's how that line's gonna sound. So with less talking, let me just show you how this looks. Now that trill, we're gonna be landing on the B, so we start the trill on the C, and we're just gonna move back and forth. It takes some practice. And we land on the A. The left hand is doing a little bit of movement here. This is different than what we've played before. And for me personally, when I'm playing this, this is where I'm most likely to make a mistake. So we want to really take our time here. We've got 5 on F, we've got A and D sharp. Sounds crunchy, but it sounds good when we put it together. E, now we've got A and E, and now we're traveling. D, F and B, C, E and A, D, F and B, then we've got E and A, and then E and G sharp, and then an octave on A. So all together, it's a bit of a stretch there. C, D, okay, so let's put that hands together. We'll start on measure 21 with our forefinger on the B, and we have our left hand 5-finger on A. Stepping up. Lots of movements are happening here. We've got it. So when you're first learning a song, sometimes it's more helpful to be really intentional, maybe play a little louder than you normally would, just to help develop the muscle memory. And once you've really got confidence on that section, then you can look at the dynamics and the phrasing and add all of those finishing touches. So take your time with this section because it's a bit challenging. And then you can circle back because you're gonna see there's 2 little dots at the end of measure 26, and they're telling you to go back to measure 10 and repeat that whole section. So when you're performing that piece, that's what you'll do. But for now, we're gonna learn one more section of Turkish March. And this one's crazy. So you have to be ready to play some big octave shapes. This is gonna stretch you as a piano player. It's also gonna stretch your hands, but it'll be good, I promise. So in this section, we're in a new key. We've moved from minor sad to major. So the whole mood is shifting here, and we have some sharps to watch out for. So this is all in A major, 3 sharps. So we're gonna be moving from A, we've got, these are all octaves, B, C sharp, A, B, and then you're just walking down. Don't forget G sharp and F sharp here. This is like octave scales, all the way down to E, A, B, C sharp, A, B, stepping down, 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 B, G sharp, E, A. And if you're like, but Lisa, it's too hard, the octaves don't feel good on my hands and I'm not tracking with the notes, don't worry. If you're still developing your octaves, you can actually just practice this section, just play the bottom note of the octave with me for now. Don't worry about the stretch yet, just move with your thumb. A, B, C sharp, A, B, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, G sharp, E, A, B, C sharp, A, B, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, B, G sharp, E, A. All right, so keep practicing those shapes. Use just the thumb trick. You can also do it with just the pinky if you want to do it that way. And then take a break, give your right hand some time, shake it out, and look at the left hand. Now the left hand has some crazy ornaments. So technically the left hand has this going on, which is a lot. So I highly recommend, in fact, we're gonna learn this way first, that you ignore the ornaments to start and just get used to this. A, 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 then we've got D, D sharp, and then 4 E's. Then we've got 4 A's. And I'm playing this with my thumb because eventually we're gonna be putting those ornaments back on, and that's the finger we're gonna have to play with. So get really comfortable that way. And actually, I recommend you play hands together without the ornaments first as well. So that's gonna sound like this. It's just a pulsing, repetitive note. D, D sharp, once you've got that, then you can start practicing with the ornaments. So the ornaments really create a lot of sound, like it's a big moment in the song. So the bottom of this ornament is just an A major triad, so you're gonna be rolling through that. So you're not taking time on each of the notes. You have to just I did a little tongue roll to match it. But you just kind of whoop all the way up to the A. You can't really take any time for it. Then the same thing is gonna happen on D. You're playing a D major triad to roll into the D. You've only got 2 of those. And now, this one's crazy. It's a diminished chord. So here's how it sounds. Here's how I've taught my hands to remember that shape. These 2 notes don't change. All that's happening is the outer shell of it is moving to D sharp, and your hand does have to slide back. And then you're on E. Then you repeat. A, 2, 3, 4. We've got D. Now this time it's just an E. So E, G sharp, B, roll through, and land on the A. To put it all together. Ta-da! Okay, so now we're gonna play the entire song top to bottom at a nice slow tempo. Now this is a great opportunity for you to either just watch my hands to observe what's going on, practice along with me, and you can do that with just your left hand at first or just your right hand until you're ready to put it all together. Now don't forget, you can also use the practice tool in the members area below the video to take certain sections, to loop, to repeat, speed it up, and slow it down. So use that. But for now, let's take a look at how this sounds from top to bottom.